Sometimes people think of your anniversaries as the kind of presents you're supposed to give, like silver or paper or cotton or something like that. But how can we twist that if we're cruising? Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about cruiser anniversary presents, because they sometimes mean a whole lot more than the more traditional kind. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Infinity, the most trusted name in woven vinyl flooring in the marine industry. Since 2008, Infinity has offered boat owners premier flooring options proven to withstand even the most demanding environments. Each of their products is equipped with UV-stable, fade resistance, and antimicrobial technology, giving them both durability and style that can't be matched. Thinking about kicking carpet to the curb? Make the switch to Infinity and see the difference true luxury makes. Visit infinitylwv.com and use the coupon code GALLEY for 10% off any single area rug. One of the things that people love to do is to give you things when it's your anniversary. This whole thing came up to me about a year ago. We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. Now, what that means to me is we've had 25 and more years of time with our boat, time with each other. Certainly, we've had time with family, not the whole time with that because our kids aren't 25, but we can't quite believe that we've been married that long, for starters. But then somebody said, "Hey, happy silver anniversary." And we thought, wow, okay, silver anniversary. I don't think it would work too well if somebody gave us silver for the boat. We're moving onto our sailboat. Stainless steel is definitely better than silver. But it got me thinking about sort of amusing ways of looking at the more traditional anniversary gifts. I thought it would be sort of amusing to come up with some similarities or some parallels that you could have if you are a sailor. And by sailor, I mean any kind of a boater, because I think there's a lot of similarities between different kinds of boats. Doesn't really matter. Traditional anniversary gifts get more precious, i.e. more expensive, every year or every 5 years. But how about cruiser ones? Cruiser presents, cruiser anniversaries, they're important to think about maybe in the same way. Well, you don't have to think about any presents for anybody for anything. So just remember that. But if you like to celebrate things, these might be some ways of thinking about it. Cruisers, though, are definitely constrained by space and budget, although we tend to spend some money on our boats, don't you think? So if year one is paper, well, that's pretty good actually to make that work with a boat too. Get the boat legal. Document your boat. Register your boat. Whatever works for your particular situation and your particular place that you're living. Year number 5. Why is a 5-year interval the one that we think about? I don't know. That's just a little side note. But if number 5 traditionally is wood, well, if you relate that to something pretty, because I think wood is very beautiful, so maybe you get a new paint job on your boat. Seems pretty good to me. Number 10 is the tin or aluminum traditional wedding anniversary present. And for this, maybe if you've had the boat for 10 years, yeah, that's when the big projects really start. How about new rigging for your boat on the 10th anniversary? If number 15 on land is crystal, then thinking about light and ways of looking at things. Sure, I think on land, the crystal is considered something fancy that you drink from. But on a boat, why don't you replace your port lights or your hatches? Make it light down below. If number 20 is china on land, well, you could get all new dishes. And given that dishes are my weakness, I would be up for that completely. But maybe you're thinking about the comfort of things, and maybe that's a time to get new cushions down below. Number 25, that was our year last year, at least the year of our being married to each other. I guess the boat's older than that because we got the boat the year before we got married. That's interesting. Have to think about that one going forward. If the traditional on land is silver and we're starting to get more and more expensive as we go along, I'm going to go with electric windlass or electric winches. We're getting older, maybe the boat's getting bigger or not, but an electric windlass and electric winches, that's a pretty good upping of the amount that you're spending, but also a practical note to what we might need. Year 30. The traditional is pearl. And I think of that as understated elegance. Lithium batteries, perhaps? That's a good way to go. Number 40 is ruby. And if that's bling, well, what about springing for somebody else to do the bottom job? Maybe you're going to go for copper coat, because that kind of is definitely blingy. We'll see how that works as people are starting to do that. It'll be interesting to see how they like it as time goes on. And number 50 for the gold anniversary, well, maybe you're getting older, the boat's getting older, and maybe it's time to go to the trawler side of things, or catamaran, or something else. There are so many ways that you could think about cruiser anniversary presents. This whole podcast is a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek look at the commercialism that we have going on, but also thinking about kind of fun ways that you might want to mark your own anniversary, or particularly the anniversary of how long you've had the boat. Because all of these, for the most part, these are things that you're probably going to have to do at some point. Maybe not lithium batteries, but you're definitely going to need new batteries. You might not need an electric windlass ever, but you might want to as you get older. But the other things, those are things that have to happen on the boat. Why not make a little bit of a joke out of it and have some fun? What kinds of ideas do you have for marking special occasions for you on your boat, however long you happen to have had it, or however old it happens to be? Thanks again to our sponsor, Infinity. Thank you again for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We're enjoying our holiday season and hope you are too. We're ever so thankful to those who listen and share with their friends. Can't wait to see you out on the water.